we're going to go through the checkpoints involved in building a really good body weight squat. And this is the kind of squat which we will eventually load. It's not a relaxed, round back, flat-footed, resting style squat. This is a loaded squat. So checkpoint 1, the heels are raised, we're sitting on a box and we're using a counterweight to ensure that we can control the whole motion and go straight down and straight up with the pelvis. If this is pain-free, you're balanced, you're feeling good, then you can either lower the box to go deeper, or you can remove the box entirely and repeat the same movement, reaching forward with the counterweight, squatting straight down, straight up. Notice that my hips don't move forward and back a lot. This is primarily a vertical up-down movement. That's the definition of a squat. And for that to happen, my knees have to come really far forward, and I'm using up all of my ankle flexibility, and I'm using up all of my hip flexibility. Shifting that counterweight forward helps me to manage my center of mass, to keep my weight balanced over my feet, with a little bit of a preference towards pressing through the heels. Here, when I take that counterweight away, I have to use more of my pulling muscles, like my hip flexors and my tibialis or front shin muscles, to ensure that I am keeping that pelvis close to the knees, forward and between the knees, and staying really upright with my torso. If at any point your bum starts to travel really far back, or you start to lean really far forward in your squat, then taking this next step of removing the heel elevation might be premature. For some people, you're going to want to continue to elevate your heels throughout your squatting career, especially if you're going to be loading them heavy, because not all of us have the ankle range to be able to squat this deep without rounding the lower back or feeling uncomfortable. If you do have the range, then you'll do it flat-footed, still with a front-loaded counterweight to ensure you can squat nice and upright. And you might even do that as a separate mobility exercise to aim for this kind of squat with no assistance. And then separately, you might load a squat with your heels lifted if that feels safer and easier to progress in. So we can have our mobility and our strength progressing somewhat separately. Or if this type of deep squat feels pain-free and comfortable, then you can start to load this as well.